Hi, I'm Bob from Sacramento Normal and a proponent on the MCLR initiative. I got two concerns with what we're doing and what we're going to be doing in 2016. One of them, a few of them has already been addressed here, but one of them is the tax issue. In 2014, what we saw from DPA and what have you was a tax of 25%, like Colorado. We're not Colorado. That only feeds the black market. With our initiative, according to the Attorney General's office, with a 10% tax, we were bringing in millions upon millions of dollars in tax revenue and saving law enforcement millions more. And that was with 10%. I don't think we got to be careful we don't get greedy, because in Colorado...
I'm sorry, sir. I'm looking for a question.
Well, the question is, what kind of a tax are we looking at?
Okay. The answer is I don't know.
Okay.
You know, that process is underway. The answer to that question requires public opinion research to see how far our targeted voters are willing to go, to see how much they want from the revenues that will be generated, to see where they want those revenues to go in terms of services they want to promote. But there's no way to answer your question because the issue hasn't been decided.
Okay.
Mr. Panzer.
Zimmerman, how you doing today?
How you doing, Bill?
Good. I'm doing real good.
And now for your entertainment.
You know, I think it was Winston Churchill who said that there's no limit to what a man can accomplish if he's willing to let someone else take the credit for it. Okay? I don't care whose name is up there as who's the leader. I'm more than willing to work with DPA. I've wanted to work with DPA for many, many years. Unfortunately, my experience is that DPA believes in the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. And I would welcome the opportunity to all work together, but I just haven't seen it happen before. It doesn't mean it can't happen now. But I will tell you that the difference is, yes, back in 96, we didn't have the money. George Soros was the one that had the money through then it was Linda Smith Foundation, now it's DPA. But I'm telling you, this time, there's going to be other people with money. And you should talk to Ethan and let him know that what's going to happen this time, if you guys don't work with us, is there's going to be a initiative on the ballot that DPA has nothing to do with. Okay? And I don't want to see that happen. I agree with you. I think we need one initiative on the ballot. And I'm not really worried about Jack's initiative. It hasn't made the ballot in 20 years. I don't think it's going to make the ballot this year. Okay? And at this point, I've heard lots of talk. The only one I've seen come up
Bill,
with money is
look
DPA.
for a question.
Okay, I'm getting there.
Looking for a question.
Well,
Counselor.
I just want to have some assurance that you guys are, changing your spots this time, and you're really open to working with others.
Okay. First of all, Bill, it's not you guys. I am not DPA. I'm not part of DPA. I have been a consultant to DPA over the years, and at present I have no role in the upcoming campaign and no role with DPA. You're right in saying, in quoting Mr. Churchill, about who has the gold and who makes the rules. And you're also in luck, because this time DPA doesn't have the gold. This time DPA doesn't enter this process as it did in 1996 with George Soros saying...
John Sperling. Sorry.
That was 98.
No.
Did he come in 96? I'm sorry, I forgot.
George Zimmer put out a challenge. George Zimmer came up with the first $500,000. On the call was Ethan for Soros, Sam for Dr. Sperling, and somebody for Peter Lewis. That's what I remember.
Yeah, okay. Well, the point is, DPA is not coming into this with a pot of gold. DPA has to raise money to make this happen, just as MPP has to raise money. There's another player out there I'm sure you've heard about named Graham Boyd, who used to represent Peter Lewis. He's trying to raise money. But this is very different than 96 in the sense that then we had a financial commitment from people who could provide whatever we needed to win the election. We don't have that now. We're not even close to having that now. And that underscores the importance of, what you said and what Joe was saying earlier. If we can raise money at the grassroots on the level of magnitude that's been discussed, then the forces raising that money will be very influential in the campaign. That's how it works. So I think you and I might find much more common ground in the coming campaign than we had in the last one. I hope so anyway.
We did. Next question. Debbie.
Hi, Debbie Goldsberry with the Magnolia Wellness Collective of Oakland. I'm so nervous trying to form this into a question. I hope there's a lot of doctors in the house or something could happen. Okay, Bill, I'm really glad you're not a doctor because your bedside manner was lacking. Your speech was beautiful right there till the end. But at the end, I got very nervous, and it brought my thinking kind of to a point. There's a third of the people, that's us. There's a third of the people we need to influence. There's a third of the people, we're just never going to get them. Maybe some of them, okay? But to us, the most important third is our third. Because you're talking about my ability to feed my family. And that is the most important thing to me. I need a job, and I need to feed my family. And I'm important. And this is the thing I worry about, is I'm not sure that DPA is going to create something that's going to support me and my needs. And we're talking about a third of your voters. Now you're asking if you can lead us and you think you're the best. I'm not convinced. And that's why I've joined with CCPR, because I really feel like they care about the third of the people, and that's us. So can you tell me how I can trust you to lead me?
Well, first off, Debbie, there's no need for you to trust me because I'm not going to be leading this campaign. DPA, if they lead the campaign, will be committed to winning it. And they will bring in consultants and operatives that know how to win campaigns. And the purpose of that campaign, and I'll make my negative reputation about bedside manner even more negative in saying this. The purpose of winning a campaign is not to provide employment or benefit for the supporters of the campaign. The purpose of a campaign is to win on election day. And you often have to make sacrifices about what you would like to see happen in order to see victory happen. So I don't really know. I can't give you the assurances you want. All I can tell you is DPA's view, which I share, is the bottom line is winning. And you win as much as you can possibly get, but you stop short of an initiative likely to result in 49% of the vote instead of 51%. If that has ancillary implications having to do with employment, that's the way it is. This isn't about employment. It's about changing public policy.
Am I next?
Yes, and we have time only for 2 more questions after you.
Okay, my name's Carol Vasali. I am with Medicone. I don't know. Many of you know Medicone? Thanks. All right. Well, we have committed, our company is committed as a vendor serving the medical cannabis patient community in California by entering into a sticker program, the stickers that you're all seeing around now. Our idea is that we purchase the stickers up front and place them on our product that goes into our collective partners to sell to the patient community throughout the state. Super clean for the organization. Since we prepay for the stickers, nobody has to worry about collecting them from the collectives. We're producing a super high grade product so that those patients will come back and buy another reform cone. So every one of these that's sold, $1 will go to the program. That's our fundraising idea, and we would encourage any other cannabis businesses in the crowd to think about joining us in the sticker campaign.
Next to last question, and please make it a question,
Thank you.
not a speech.
Thank you. I have to think about that for a minute. Again, John Lee, former proponent of MCLR, and we're still a proponent, I think. Key about cooperation, and we talk about this now being, and I heard Dale say it too, which was all the mantra of MCLR originally. We came into the game specifically to make a document of the people. We opened it up for input from everybody, and pretty much everybody has a consensus in this room that that's what we want to do, because we're not yet at the point of language. We're talking about campaigns, but it's too soon for that. As far as language, I just want to encourage and ask everybody here if they would commit to opening this up to the state similar to as we did. We opened up a Google document for a year. We opened the process to everyone. It isn't that everybody wrote the initiative, but we took the ideas from everybody. We cleaned it up legislatively and legally enough to make it a good document. So I hope we use that same token. I hope everybody here can commit to that kind of openness by also carrying on more meetings like this. This is a meeting of us, but we need to go back out to the people like everybody knows. We need to go to the community and hold all these meetings and ask them, what do you want to see in this initiative? We'll take care of the legal side. We'll take care of the legislative. We'll take care of the campaigns. But tell us what needs to be that language. Can we get that commitment from everybody to open it up like that?
What an elegant and eloquent question. Thank you.
Did it come out as a question?
Yes, it did. Bill?
Here, here.
All right. Next, last question. Last question.
Hi, Chris Conrad again. Another thing that I have heard discussed is that if you set up a set of provisions that you would like to see in a bill, you can give it to the state legislative analyst and they draft language for you. In that case, you've got a better chance of it not having something unconstitutional in it, for example. I was just wondering, could you explain that process, and is that something we should be thinking of instead of writing a detailed initiative? Is it better to just come to some general concepts and have the legislative analyst write that up?
Okay. First of all, you should know that CCPR has drafted 2 bills, which we're shopping for authors at this point. One is, like Oregon, a legalization bill. And the other bill is a medical marijuana regulation bill, which also is being submitted. Sean Donahue is working on that with Dale Geringer, with Assemblyman Quirk and Bonta. So we're trying to create a situation where we will get ledge analysts for both bills. We will get committee consultant reports on those bills. We'll get the Department of Finance analysis. So we're basically running these bills. We don't know what their possibility is of success or making it to the governor's desk. But in that process, there will be so much vetting of those bills and suggested amendments and those amendments being analyzed that we will receive a wealth of information that will be helpful in drafting the initiative and also for the facts that are needed for the voter handbook and other important documents that are part of an initiative campaign. Bill, do you want to add to that?